This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you guys, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show because you're here to hang out and talk about sim racing with me and the rest of your good sim racing friends here in the audience today. Before we get too started, and I'm glad that I see Mr. Thawman in the audience, I want to say I do it periodically. I thank Thawman for all the work he does behind the scenes, and I just want to give him a very special thank you because unfortunately today is his last day. He is stepping away. He's got other things going on, but he has been diligently sending me the news Monday through Friday, rain or shine, every day for like the last, I don't know, 8 months. I mean, basically since we got the pit stop going. Mr. Thawman, thank you very much for all the work that you've done. I am going to really struggle bringing as much news without your help. I really appreciate all that you've done, and you're already missed by me. And everybody out there, you should give him a big thank you and a happy send-off as well, because he's been a really big part of the pit stop as we've created this variation of the Sim Pit, which is my pleasure to do each and every day. Anybody out there who wants to help out, though, just know that I'm flying solo now. I don't have Mr. Thawman on my back helping me, not on my back, behind me, having my back with the news. So anybody who wants to step up and help out, please let me know. Sean, S-H-A-U-N at thesimpit.com. Always looking for people to contribute in various different ways, and I appreciate, once again, thank you, Thawman. Thank you so much for everything, and best of luck with everything you're moving on to. So, what's going on in sim racing today? Happy Hump Day! It's Hump Day! It's Wednesday! We're working for the weekend now, everybody. I'm wearing my R-Seat shirt today, just mixing it up. I like to do that on Hump Day. So today, we're wearing the R-Seat. It's embroidered. This is a really nice shirt. It's got it embroidered on the back as well. Very much love this shirt. So, what is going on in sim racing? I know you know it, and we've talked about the Bond Pack, but there's a couple of, well, there's a video from Forza, the best of the Bond Pack. Actually, I had it queued up to a spot I wanted to see in particular. Something I didn't think about when they announced. I mean, of course, the Lotus Esprit would be one of the Bond cars. So here they are jumping some non-Bond car into the water, and there it is, swimming. There is the Bond car converting. Wings in, wheels out. So anyway, that's something going on in Forza Horizon 4. I thought I read somewhere elsewhere where they're actually saying, we want you to drive it, implying it would be, yeah, today really is Wednesday. Looks like a lot of the Bond cars have little Bond effects to them, little things. You see the little things stick out on the side on that one? Oh. Here we go. Watch this, watch carefully. Boom. Boom! What are those? That's cool. So, some cool things going on in that Bond. Oh, the Z8. Oh, man, I love that car. That is one of the best BMWs ever made, in my opinion. So, yes, it really is Wednesday. I'm on track today. I'm much better. I've been riding my bike, so even though I'm dealing with a lot of stress, it's starting to play a role in helping me manage stress. So I'm actually feeling pretty good. A little tired, but feeling pretty good. We haven't talked about WRC because their whole championship really came to a close. But they redid things. They have a different online competition. So right now, let's just take a look at the leaderboard. It looks like Nouvelle is leading the way just barely. Wow. And he's in the Hyundai running against S. Ogier with A. Mickelson. So another leaderboard. This one is, you know, you get out there and post your times and send them in to me and let me know. It was the rocket launcher on the Aston Martin Vanquish in the movie. Thank you, Ola. DB5, incredible car. You know, the old Aston Martins are just really... I said that about Ferrari recently, you know, that the newer cars don't really do it for me the way the old ones did. Same thing I could say for Aston Martin. As gorgeous as the new ones are, they're still not quite the same. Any of you guys looking for a change of career, especially if you're in the UK, or maybe you're looking to move to the UK? But Codemasters is up to something new. They're working on a new AAA project in their Cheshire studio. If that's something that you could do, want to do, well, what kind of jobs do they have this? By the way, maybe not a bad place to work. Look at the fleet of cars in front of their studio, if this is a real picture, but I don't see a beater in the group. I see a Porsche. I see a AE86. I see a row of BMWs, another Porsche. Apparently they're not hurting too bad. The Z1 is the best Z ever made. Is the Z1 the one that the Z8 was modeled after? Maybe from like 68 to 70 is my guess on that car. Is that what we're talking about? Anyway, I thought I had the thing on what jobs. Oh, here. So if you go to that thing right here, we're at codemasters.com, career opportunities. Here are their vacancies. But anyway, they're expanding their group, and maybe it's time. Maybe there's something you can do. I mean, it's not even all, look, sure, programmers, but I mean, programmer. Didn't find your dream job? If you don't see a role that's right for you, just know, don't worry. Our requirements change all the time, so keep checking in. Anyway, they're looking for a whole bunch of different programmers, and maybe that fits for you. And that means they're working on something new. What are they working on? That's a big question. Z28 is the best Z made. I would say the Datsun 240Z. The Lady Z. Oh, we could have a whole topic, a whole show on Z's alone. iRacing is back at it, so they're going to be at Charlotte Motor Speedway as iRacing, as NASCAR does the Roval, the Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval, the oval combined with the interior road course Roval. It's a very tricky track. That, if there's ever a NASCAR race worth watching, this one could be it. I want to watch. I wonder how much they've changed, but I want to see them going into turn one, and I want to see them coming back out onto the oval from the infield section. Anyway, but iRacing is going to be there indoor, so rain or shine, you'll be able to do it. But our driving lab will be available from next Tuesday onward, so that's next week. So anyway, that's going on. That's going on at iRacing. Actually, that's going on at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's going to be a mess. Tig, I suspect that it just very well could be a mess. We will see. It'll be worth watching. What else? McLaren Shadow qualifier announcement. I'm going to keep letting you know. And it's, you know what's cool? Right now we are like multi-sim versions of McLaren Shadow going on. It is time, people. You want to be involved in one of the biggest prizes, you know, this is it. But have you got the R Factor? McLaren Shadow Project Studio 397 reveal R Factor 2 qualifying details. All the details here. This is actually at McLaren.com, Formula 1 2018 McLaren Shadow. We're talking primetime footage at the McLaren.com website. In addition to that, you'll also find that at studio-397.com under McLaren Shadow R Factor 2. All the details of the schedule, where they are. So Silverstone, my favorite track. Zandvoort, Indy Motor Speedway. Interesting. And then the R Factor 2 final, October 28th. So this is all happening quick. Register. I'm going to register. Am I going to win? No. No, I'm not. I know I'm not going to. However, I do want to see where I stand on one of the greatest leaderboards you're going to find. So if you want to get in on something that doesn't cost you money in that true, you know, run it when you want to run it, check that out. I'm going to do it. Maybe we can compare notes and see how you did versus how I did. I don't know if I'm very good in this car, though. I'll tell you that. What else? Logitech Challenge Europe going on also. So this is the Project Cars McLaren Shadow project for Europe, and they've got their whole qualifying schedule as well, starting up September 24th, running through October. So time to get out there, people, whether it be R Factor, whether it be Project Cars, or whether it be even iRacing coming. So, or we were even talking about the little gamey thing. You won't be, Tig, when it's a huge competition. That's the beauty of it. You're not going to be last. I mean, somebody's got to be last. But if you're sitting here watching this show, you're not going to be last. I guarantee it. And you might surprise yourself. And even better, what an easy way to set goals when you have a leaderboard like that and you're like, oh man, I'm 798th. I know I can get up into the top 600. And you strive for it. You know, I like that. And it's a good competition for those who don't have a league or only finding themselves in like match racing on, you know, consoles even. You know, but it's a good place to go see where you stand and set goals and work hard and move up. I will. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, even Tim wouldn't be last. Spatial. Dan's volunteering to be last. Look at that. Nope, the Tigs. Well, look, now we have a competition for last. I mean, there you go. I mean, who knows? Maybe you won't be last, and maybe you'd have to try harder to be worse. GT Planet talking about Forza rewards, giving players a head start in Forza Horizon 4, meaning if you have points accrued, gained, earned in previous version of Horizon, they're going to transfer, and apparently here's the structure on how that'll play out. So that's kind of cool, but at the same time, I hope you can turn that off, to be honest with you, because in my world, the whole point... You need a link, Project Cars or R Factor. I'm going to give you both. Here's a link to the Project Cars. See, I often wonder if I could do this show from my desktop. And I think, yeah, but I need to be on the keyboard and mouse like I am to be able to do this kind of stuff. There you go. Links to the R Factor and the Project Cars versions. And getting back to my point, though, if I'm going to buy Forza Horizon 4, I don't want to cheat and get ahead. I'm not looking for a unlock code or any of those kind of things. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a game to play from start to finish. The grind, the chronology of the game. That's one of the reasons I turned to a Forza Horizon 4, to be honest with you. That's my take on it. Hey, Josh, welcome to the show. Welcome back from school. Hey. Can you guys hear that? Not really. A little bit. Very little footage, believe it or not, of the AI for iRacing that was displayed at Sim Expo. Really surprising how little footage I saw coming out of that show. All the things to be seen, and AI coming to iRacing is a really big deal. We just talked about those not in leagues or not getting out there and racing. AI is another way that we can extend the fun, add fun factor to our games and our sim. AI is something that I honestly didn't think we'd really ever see from iRacing, but apparently it is there. What will their take be on it? Will iRacing's AI be more of the same? Will iRacing's AI be at the iRacing level of things? It might be Danica. Why are you not here? I thought you were off the air today. Anyway, here's a video. This video is titled iRacing AI Demo Offline Racing versus KI at Sim Racing Expo on YouTube. Here, I'm going to give you guys a link to this. This is worth seeing. There you go. I'm just sharing all sorts today. But anyway, it is going to be a big addition if it's this functional that they're showing it in public. It honestly means that it's probably pretty ready to go. iRacing isn't exactly known for giving teasers. You know, Paul Masson always said he'll sell no wine before it's time. iRacing sort of has the same theory for the most part. They don't show and share until they're really ready to be seen. So we could be seeing this in even the next build, I would almost expect at this point. And no, I don't, Tig. I don't necessarily, Tig asks, but the cost will go up. I doubt it. I really doubt it. I don't think, that's the thing about iRacing. They have their format. Updates are expected at this point, and it wouldn't necessarily mean the price is going to go up. So, anyway, hopefully not. That would suck. I don't think that would help them any raising the price. So, what day is today? It's Wednesday. It's hump day! It's hot lap hump day at Ricmotech. So, today, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., that's Eastern. That's 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. my time. Ricmotech hot lap hump day. I talk about, just you're talking about leaderboards. This is an instant one-shot leaderboard. Hot lap challenge. I love the format. I look forward to these each and every time. I didn't get to do the last one because I had a conflicting event going on. But don't even know what the car is. Don't know what the track is. Nobody does. But when we get there at 3 o'clock, we're going to have to instantly get on it. We're going to have to instantly get that hot lap underway. They're going to change things up at the end. The last 30 minutes, they're going to kind of do a super pole, like one shot for the win between the top drivers, which should add a little extra excitement to the end of the event. I'm hoping to be in the top 3. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to commentate and watch them. I'd rather be a competitor than a commentator, but you never know. Those who can't commentate. In addition to that, shots of Lonnie. We've seen Lonnie at Coda. Was running one. Unfortunately, the diff broke 15 minutes before the checker. So, unfortunately, run for her. And look at this. Up on the walls. And I heard it's going to get framed, by the way. This is the Simpit victory t-shirt from the 24-hour Le Mans that our team brought home. We had some t-shirts made. Sent one to Frank, the big primary sponsor on the car. And he hung it up on the wall in the offices, and it's going to get framed and put up there forever. So he's very proud of us, and I like that. That's kind of a little trophy. I like that. What else? Again, tonight, Hot Lap Hump Day, 3 o'clock. I'll be back on the air, iRacing. We're going to have us, the guys at Ricmotech down in Florida, despite the humidity. We're going to have the guys from Extreme Motorsports are going to be there. Kevin Ford of Extreme Motorsports is going to be on the microphone. You know he's got that classic announcer voice. I'll be there driving, competing, and doing some announcing. So it should be fun starting at 3 o'clock my time, 6 p.m. Eastern. I mentioned this once before. This actually came out a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. But I just want to remind you and see that it's getting a little bit of legs. But CNBC carrying the story of when Zach Brown, CEO of McLaren Racing, did a whole thing talking about how sim racing is become the grassroots of motorsport. Typically 10 years ago, you want to get into racing, you had to get into like some Legends maybe, or some cheap stock, street stock type car at a local oval, maybe get into karting. It would be tens of thousands of dollars before you even got up to speed, let alone winning races and getting attention and sponsors. In this case, Grassroots, well, hey, it's real cheap. I mean, look at the opportunities that are starting to happen to the top sim racers. So if you have driving skill, you really have what it takes. In today's day and age, sim racing has gotten so good that ultimately a great driver is going to be a great driver in sim racing. And therefore, they're going to get to that point where they're the, look at the top guys. The Enzo Medito just at a Redline just got an opportunity in a Porsche race car. I can't think of any other examples, but there have been tens of 20, 30 examples of sim racer getting a shot in a real car, or even sponsorships in a real car. Guys who've maybe sim raced on one level and then also did real life, maybe on a more limited way, or used it as a way to also expand their market and their fan base. So anyway, that's cool. This is awesome. This is F1, Formula 1. F1 in schools winners announced. This is in the 2018 Singapore Grand Prix. You had schools, I believe, from 23 countries, 51 teams. These are students building little Pinewood Derby type cars. I say it looks like they have a thrust system, though, to race them. building cars, racing them, and then winning prizes. This is all done through their school systems. It is an F1 program in schools. And Horizon from Australia are this year's champions. So Australia, the powerhouse of racing, is doing well even. Oh, it looks like USA. Was that USA and Italy? I missed the one on the left. I wasn't really looking. Yep. USA and Italy look like rounded out the top 3. But this is definitely worth watching. Cool little video. I wish I had more footage. I'm going to have to go do some search and see if I can actually see the racing going on. Maybe a longer story on it. But I thought that was great to see F1 getting out there to a younger market. We talked about, I'll go through some of these very quickly because we're going to be long today. I can tell you that. But we talked about the 24, we talked about Maastricht. This was a street course. I wish I had better images for you. I remember we talked about it, that had been built. It was like a street course in Denmark, I believe it was. Oh, my memory is just failing me a little bit on this one. We do have a video here. But anyway, they're going to actually be doing a 24-hour race of that. That's going to happen in 2 days. They're going to have 6 full motion simulators. So that's going to take us to Friday. Actually, 2 days, 20 hours. So that's Saturday. And this could be, you're going to be able to, the reporting and pit reports are provided by SRVN. And if you go to, now this is City Sim Racing. And this could be a cool event if you're just looking for some entertainment. Here we go. Race broadcast is live stream on YouTube channel of SRVN. That's Sim Racing Vereniging Ned. There you go. Anyway, somebody sent that in, and I thought it was worth talking about it. We've talked about that track. I wish I had the link to the old track just so you could have seen it. What else? Oh, okay, now this is a video that was put out by Austin Oganowski. And I like Austin. He used to have a website called Pretend Race Cars, and you could say that he was one of the... I think it's fair to say that Austin is a pessimist of sim racing, and Pretend Race Cars was known for maybe having a negative spin on things for the most part. But I believe that Austin went on to work for Project Cars too. So I kind of question this video a little bit. But here's a video that was put out by him. And if you want to go see if you agree or disagree, you can find this. I think it's worth watching. I don't like Assetto Corsa Competizione is what it's titled, and it's by Austin Ogden. And that's the other thing. Is he back? Yeah. So I that was kind of what I was really wondering about. Is he back? And if he's putting videos out and he still works for Project Cars, that's kind of pushing it a little bit too. But I always did like his take on things, because it's nice to hear somebody who's a pessimist, since I'm such an optimist when it comes to sim racing. Anyway, BlueStacks was the Android gaming platform, the emulator program. I guess it got a new interface, and it's a whole lot faster than it used to be. So for those looking to play, oh, what was the one? Ridge Racer? Was it Ridge Racer was the one you were going to be able to play on this? I think it was. Anyway, there you go. Just want to let you know about that. Blow through these, like I said. Kit Guru talking about the NVIDIA RTX 2080 Ti Founders Edition 11 GB review. So we've been short on actual reviews, third-party reviews on the big badass new cards coming. So if you want to find out more about the 2080 Ti Founders Edition, you'll find that at Kit Guru right now. AMD is readying a 10-core AM4 processor to thwart the Core i9-9900K. I've been saying this for a while, and it's happening. I'm so happy to be saying this. Real Racing 3, that's the one, Theodore. The battle between AMD and NVIDIA, or AMD and Intel, these battles going on right now are the best thing in the world for us, because look at how quick and reactionary both of them are going to be. And it's going to push them to make things faster. It's going to push them to make things more affordable as well if they actually want to sell these new products. Yeah, and I'm not going to go into the Austin, Austin had a way of always having controversy following him. I think that's fair to say. And, yeah. But anyway, I always like, again, hearing the opinion of those who are always looking for the flaws. I tend to look for the positive, but to each his own. Anyway, that's my point here. AMD is pushing Intel. AMD is pushing NVIDIA. NVIDIA is pushing AMD. Intel is pushing AMD. And that means better, faster, cheaper things for us. That's awesome. AMD, these are all from Tech Power Up here. The last story in this one. AMD Ryzen embedded V1000 processor to power Smok Z handheld gaming PC. This little handheld device is actually going to run Windows 10. We talked about a console, like a Xbox style console, a PlayStation style console that was going to run Windows 10. That's cool. But what about a little handheld controller with that much power? So there you go. You guys can keep talking about Austin, but I'm going to be done with the topic over here. But feel free to talk amongst yourselves on that. Fajita Joe, Austin Oganowski. He's a decent sim racer. He's a pretty fast driver. He had a website for a long time called Pretend Race Cars that was taken down when he took employment from Project Cars. That's the story. And he's just always been controversial. It's not around. You won't find it, Russell. It's all gone. Yeah, he has a channel on YouTube that we were looking at that was just called Austin Oganowski. So, there you go. Where were we? NVIDIA is letting you know the lower end variants of the new cards are not going to allow overclocking. So, overclocking is only going to be to the flagship models. I think we covered that in the past. PC World showing off a Newegg sale, an 8GB AMD Radeon RX 580. I have no experience whatsoever with that card. Less than $200, and you get 3 free games. Anybody out there is an AMD person? Let us know if that's enough video card, and is $200 a good deal or not. I don't know. Sony Interactive announcing their PlayStation Classic. Look, it's the old school PlayStation. Remember it? Yeah, but it fits in your hand. It's going to be like a emulator style, all-in-one console, 20 games preloaded, installed. This is the one that was going to have Ridge Racer. There it is, R4 Ridge Racer Type 4, Tekken 3, Jumpin' Flash, Final Fantasy. Could be cool. Could be a cool gift for your kids, actually. I don't know if they're going to play the old school games. Sega Mini Drive. We're like mini consoles. That's like the rage, I guess, all of a sudden. Sega Mega Drive mini release has been delayed until 2019. So, another one of those kind of scenarios. What else we got? Sony patents VR headset that combats simulation sickness with eye tracking and more. Man, I really wish I understood the world of patents more. Like, I don't know. I just, the one, immersive. The immersive patent for 3D has always made, it's like, just because I can describe something doesn't mean, I can describe time travel. Can I patent time travel? I don't know. And maybe I'm saying it wrong because I don't know. Like I said at the beginning, I wish I understood patents. But I've seen multiple companies talk about combating simulation sickness with eye tracking and more. And I don't see, so if Sony's awarded the patent for what a bunch of companies are simultaneously doing, and I dare say, the common sense next step of VR, like, can you patent what is the obvious? I understand maybe the original tech, but the further evolution forever, yes, Brad, because it's worth a lot of money and because no one really understands it. I can't say no one. They do. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. This is like kind of a realistic hovercraft style game, RGX Showdown. If you were going to think about what the future of racing is, I think this is probably a lot more grounded to what real racing in the future could be. When we have magnetic hover type cars, no wheels, but still running on conventional streets. Like, I don't see us all floating around in the air. I don't know if massive air traffic is a great answer, but I like the look of this. If you're looking for a fun game, this is coming out. It's now available for PlayStation 4 and Xbox. RGX Showdown. True Achievements also has the full achievement list because it is a gamey game. So, new set of wheels, win a new car, 30 points. Article at GameSpew. We've heard a lot recently about Trials Rising. This is one I'll probably have to get. Red Links, that's the ones who made the original one that I played because there's a lot of different copycats over the years. But Trials Rising is set to be everything I want in a Trials game. That's good news. So it looks like developer is Red Links, publisher is Ubisoft as far as this one goes. Set for release on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC February 2019. True Achievements also talking about it going back to its roots, probably why people are raving about it and what made the original so much fun to play. What else? We got to be close to the end. GT Planet has a write-up about how the whole FIA manufacturer, it's a little complicated on how they did all the points and what car manufacturers got in, but you know, we covered all the results of the Nations Cup and the Manufacturers Cup over the last year. If you really want to know how they figured out who is in, who is out, you'll find all this at GT Planet on a write-up. I mean, it's actually kind of confusing. No, it's not confusing. It is confusing. It was like region by region, certain car makes, how many points combined to give us this then list. Only 16 of the 25 manufacturers would qualify. Anyway, it kind of shows you how complex in a weird way all that was. Lionheart, looking for entertainment? If you don't want to watch our Hot Lap Hump Day, which you should, well, the Butt Kicker 200 at Richmond is going to be going on with the Lionheart IndyCar Series. Our good friends we've sponsored. So that's coming up in 10 hours. Maybe you're going to do a little picture-in-picture and watch multiple things. Plus, our event is 4 hours long. But that is going on. This week's challenge in the MotoGP eSport, which anyone can run, by the way. Rossi and Team Yamaha are ready to tackle Mugello. 6 competitors are already confirmed to the grand finale in Valencia, and this could be your first step on the ladder there. From 19th to 23rd, the MotoGP eSport Championship will see you competing for the quickest time around Mugello in Italy on Valentino Rossi's YZR M1, with the quickest 3 at the end moving towards the semifinals number 2 in October. There you go. Now you know. There was a little hot fix. iRacing was down yesterday. There is a list of patch notes at simracer.es. A few things that they just fixed. So this is actually a second patch to the latest update. So that's a little not necessarily normal. Not a huge update, but just some adjustments to a handful of cars was the main part of it. Doug Hawley, the Simpit, who won the Simpit race? You mean last week? I showed that the other day. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting a little distracted by comments. PCMag.com has a write-up. This is kind of cool, just showing you all the features and an overall score on all the common VR units. So if you're considering getting into the VR market, you might want to look at this. It gives you the actual resolution, the extras, the way it works, who it works with, and an overall score. So there you go. Toyota eSport, not to be done by everybody else. This is actually my photo of the day because it's that new Supra prototype that's in GT Sport. But Toyota Velocity eSport Championship Drive. So there's another one you can get in on. 21st through 23rd is when it's going on. And they're going to have a time trial, go through a time trial, fastest time, and climb up the leaderboard. Top 20 will advance to the semifinals. Feel the heat, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, this is there. You can check it out if you want to get in on that one. Could be a lot of fun. This is the official Toyota eSport. And then a little confusion I had today. So this was sent to me, and Williams eSport team, I know about that. They had their draft for the F1 team. Williams eSports, and they have a list of drivers. Well, first they have their latest honors, where they've done well, where they compete. So they're competing in the Forza, GT Sport, and iRacing, and our drivers. And then, oh, I see they don't have F1 2018 up on that list, by the way. But look at all these guys who are all officially part of the Williams eSport team. Any of you guys realize this was going on? I mean, let's look just through the F1 2018. So, Bernardo Perez, F1 2017, Javier Perez, Alvaro Carreton, Tino Nakarinen. I remember when he got drafted. He went through the official F1 2018 draft. I'm not sure if Bernardo Perez was, though. But anyway, I was a little fascinated, and Alex Hansis, also on the F1 2018, and Yanni Vitsanemian, Vitsanemi, Yanni Vitsanemi, is also on there. Anyway, I was fascinated to see how huge the Williams team is. Yeah, the iRacing guys. Let's go through that real quick. Alexander Voss, Kay Kashubi, Moritz Lohner, Lauren Henrik, Andre Butcher. Oh, I know that name. Augustin Canapino, and Nils Coach. So yeah, massive, massive team. I had no idea. I had no idea, I should say, that they had that many drivers. I was quite impressed by that number. And actually, that takes us to the end of the show. I'm kind of shocked that we reached the end. So I'll be back at 3 p.m. for that Hot Lap Hump Day with the Rick Motec guys. Kevin Ford announcing we'll be racing. We'll get all the patron guys in. We're going to get all the Extreme Motorsport guys in. We're going to get all the guys down in Florida and the Rick Motec guys in. And then we'll probably give the password out for anybody else who wants to join us. It'll be on iRacing. 9 out of 10 times they run free content, so anybody with a membership should be able to join. And what else? That is going to be my final show before the official move. Break down the studio tonight, and hopefully we will be back. Well, I'm guaranteeing I'll be back by Wednesday. I'm hoping to come back by Monday. I'm hoping I have a really good run. I'm going to break down the studio, try to get that rebuilt tomorrow and Friday. The actual move is on Friday. That gives me the weekend to get everything dialed in, and with a little bit of luck, I'll be back on their air Monday, but I'm not promising you anything until Wednesday. So I might as well wish you a great weekend right now. I get out there, do some racing, send me some leaderboards. I'm going to go check out our leaderboard. So when we get the pit stop back going again next week, we will get to the patron guys who've been submitting leaderboards, but I want you guys to email me that. Also, again, Thawman, thank you for all your diligence, all your hard work behind the scenes. But if you know of something that we need to cover here on the Pit Stop, be sure to email me, Sean, S-H-A-U-N, at the Simpit, and I'd be sure to add it to the show as well. And thank you for being part of the team. Thank you for being part of the crew and being here to just chit-chat about sim racing each and every day. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.